You're using too much water. Oh, that's quite something, Robert. Really good. The rest of you, gather round and have a look at this. See the subtle use of colour and shading, giving a fluid appearance to the whole thing, making it appear to shift and change all the time. Well done, Robert. What are you going to call it?
Change of weather on Rexel 4.
Yes, I see. A sort of abstract title.
Oh no, it's supposed to be the change of weather on some distant planet. I'm keen on science fiction, you see.
Well, it's very good, Robert. I'm sure we could hang it up in the classroom if you wouldn't mind.
No, fine.
Ah, the bell. Well, that's it then. Pack up your things and go.
Where'd you get the name Rexel 4?
Oh, I just dreamt it up. Why?
Nothing.
Good night, Robert.
Good night, miss. You coming for the bus?
No, I go home a different way.
Oh, well, see you then.
See ya.
Don't jaunt in and out of school like that. They'll catch you at it one day.
Oh, don't worry. No one will notice. Not since you found out a way we can jaunt without using all those funny lights.
Yeah, the hyperspatial zonal shift breakthrough, you mean?
Yes, well, whatever it was called.
Have a good day at school?
No, thanks. Oh, I wish I didn't have to go. It's a complete waste of time.
You have to go to school, Stephen, or you have the authorities after you. And we can't have you drawing attention to yourself.
Yes, I know. It's all right for some, though, isn't it? What have you been doing today?
Been for a swim and a sunbathe in the Caribbean. Galleon Island.
Yeah, some people do have jam on it.
Well, you can still go. One of the advantages of jaunting. Distance, no object.
You sound like a travel brochure. Hey, listen, there was a funny thing today. Well, there's a kid in my class called Robert.
Oh, yeah?
Well, he did a painting. He called it Change of Weather on Rexel 4.
So?
So that's just what it was. I've been to that planet, and he'd drawn it exactly as it is. Exactly.
Interesting. Did you talk to him about it?
Oh, sure. He said he made it up.
You sure it wasn't just a coincidence?
Not a chance. There was too much detail, and all correct. Whether he made it up, or whether it's been there, he drew Rexel 4 exactly as it is. Exactly as it looks when the weather is changing.
Well, we're always on the lookout for new tomorrow people. Keep your eye on this Robert character, will you?
Yeah, sure I will. But he'd have to be pretty well developed as a TP to jaunt as far as Rexel. Well, it's a good 30 light years. Besides, I'd been bound to pick him up as soon as he started to break out. Well, seeing we're in the same school.
Quite right.
Well, what is he if he isn't one of us?
I don't know. But I'm going to find out. There's something else been bothering me too. We got this new teacher, well, a student really, on teaching practice. I think that once or twice I may have picked up some of her unspoken thoughts.
Now that is interesting.
Yes, and you like her too, John. She's a smasher. Just about your age.
Yeah.
Good night. Bye, miss. Good night. Good night, miss. Good night. Good night.
Good night, man.
Good night. Oh, have you seen Stephen James?
In there, miss.
Stephen!
Oh, hello, miss. Tim, I think she saw me halfway through a jaunt.
Then her reaction should be interesting.
Sit down, Stephen. I want a word with you. I don't know quite how to put this.
You hear voices?
Your voices. Look, when I was about your age, which wasn't so long ago...
Yes.
Well, I had an imaginary friend, and I would speak to him sometimes. Only I didn't speak to him out loud.
I don't...
This Tim you were talking to just now, and that other one, John, I think you call him. Well, what I'm trying to say is that I quite understand. Speak to them by all means, but not out loud.
You mean you can actually hear me when I'm talking to John and Tim?
Yes, I can, and so can everyone else. Look, I don't want you to get the reputation for being a nutter. Surprised none of the other kids had said anything. That they don't, well, laugh at you.
They don't laugh because they can't hear me. You're the only person who can.
Stephen, I'm trying to help you. Please don't make fun of me.
I'm not. But there's something I'd like to know, though. Do you hear John and Tim as well?
Yes, of course. You do the voices very well. I only wish I had half your talent for that sort of thing.
You do.
What?
You do have my talent. We're both telepathic.
Don't be ridiculous. Look, Stephen, I'm trying to help you. I don't know much about your background, but there may be something. Is there anything worrying you? Is there something you feel only your secret friends should know? The ones you've invented, John and Tim.
Well, you're right about there being something that only my secret friend should know. But you're wrong about them being imaginary.
All right, they're real, they exist, they're ordinary people like you and me.
Well, Tim isn't a person, of course. Well, he's a computer, actually. But John's a person, but he's not ordinary. Well, he's like you and me, another telepath.
Do stop trying to involve me in your fantasies.
You involved yourself. You are a telepath. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. You just got to face up to it. See? I'm talking to you without moving my lips. I can cover my mouth and pinch my nose. The sound of my voice hasn't changed one bit. Because, well, you're not hearing it through your ears, and I'm not speaking through my mouth. No ventriloquist in the world could do that. We are the same, you and I and John. We are telepathic. You can read our minds and we can read yours.
It's a trick, that's all a trick. Look, I don't know how you do it, Jameson, but it's nothing but a clever trick. A clever, stupid schoolboy trick. You think just because I'm a student teacher you can make fun of me. Well, I wanted to help you.
Were you monitoring all that, Tim?
Yes, Stephen. She is still afraid to face the truth about herself. But I am convinced she is one of us.
Shall I go after her, Tim?
No. She will be all right when she calms down.
Perhaps you're right. Where's John?
He's swimming again. Galleon Island. Why don't you join him?
Why not? I'll join back to the lab for my things.
Stephen! Stephen! Stephen!
When I broke out, I thought I was going mad.
Yeah, it can be a tough time.
You bet.
Your Elizabeth Mbondo is having rather a trying time, too.
Well, at least you'll have me around to help her when it happens.
Do not push her too hard, Stephen. It could be dangerous to tax her with what she is before she has fully realized it. You remember what it was like for you. We nearly lost you.
Yes, in more ways than one.
Yeah, well, we have to let her break out in her own time, like we did with you.
Don't I know? It was horrible.
Well, it may not be the best way, but at least we know it works. Now that Carol and Kenny are no longer living on Earth, we can't afford to take any chances with any new tomorrow people.
I'll have to make it up to her somehow. Nothing like the old-fashioned way. Tomorrow I think I'll take an apple for my teacher.
I thought you had to be a teacher of tiny tots to get one of these. I'm sorry about yesterday, Stephen. But that's all over and done with. Subject closed, okay?
Yes.
It's a nice apple. Tastes fresh. Where did you get it?
I picked it myself.
In January?
In Australia.
Tell me, have they ever trundled you in front of the school psychiatrist? He'd find you a most interesting case.
I never knew we had one.
As far as I know, we don't. But I'm beginning to think it's time we got one.
Well, anyway, I wouldn't tell him the things I tell you.
Oh, no? What's so special about me, then? I know. Don't tell me. We're alike, you and I.
That's it. The voices, Elizabeth. Remember? The voices you keep hearing.
I've had just about enough of this. Stop bothering me. Stop following me around. And don't call me Elizabeth. I'm Miss Mbondo to you. Hey.
Hi, Steve. What's eating her?
Oh, nothing. What's happened to your picture? It's changed.
So it has. Still, I called it change of weather. Looks like it's taken a turn for the worse. Not a nice day for anyone living on Rexel 4.
Did you know there really is a planet called Rexel 4?
Really? No, what a strange coincidence.
How does it change?
Don't know if it has, really. The paint's probably run a bit. Still looks quite good, though. Do you ever feel the urge to paint anything like that? Well, strange.
Can't say I do. Painting's not my strong subject.
Isn't mine either. I've never done anything like that before. It's like, well, something took possession of my hands and made me paint it.
You don't happen to hear voices as well, do you?
Think I'm bonkers or something?
No. What is 12 times 3, Tim?
63.
Wrong, Tim.
Oh, yes, of course. 36. It's these simple calculations, you know.
Hey, Stephen. Stephen, come here a minute. Is that or is that not a view of QX5? You know, when the planet passes between its two suns on its figure of 8 orbit.
Sure looks like it. What are you doing in the Observer? A children's art competition. The judges remarked on the skillful way the picture had been painted, so that the patterns of light within it appeared to change from time to time.
Wasn't that just what your Roberts picture does?
Yes. The artist, Gavin Watson, a keen science fiction fan, says the picture represents the surface of a planet he calls QX5, which orbits two suns.
Can't be chance again. But he should get the name of the planet exactly right, and the galactic codification too. Not ours, remember? Just as your friend Robert does. But the chances against it are astronomical. Does it say where that kid goes to school?
King's Bentley Comprehensive School in Warwickshire.
That is doubly interesting. Last week there were serious disturbances at King's Bentley Comprehensive School. Fights among the pupils. The police had to be called.
I wonder if that's just a coincidence.
I think not. It correlates with another incident in Wales. A priest has exorcised a similar painting.
He what?
Exorcised. Exorcism, a ceremony to cast out devils.
Bell, book and candle and all that? You must be joking.
We're not in the Dark Ages, Tim.
Nevertheless, he exorcised it.
Why?
People thought the picture showed heaven and hell alternately. And when it showed hell, the children in the local school were uncontrollable, extremely violent, seemingly possessed by the devil.
John, I've got a problem.
Yes, Stephen, what is it?
There's half a dozen big kids nearly killing a little one in our classroom, and I can't do anything to stop them. Well, not without using my special powers.
You don't want to do that, Stephen. You'll attract a lot of attention and cause a lot of trouble.
Talking to yourself again? Good heavens! What are you doing? Leave that boy alone! Do you hear? Leave him alone!
He's talking to us.
John, I'm going to use my special powers.
Don't do that, Stephen.
The painting, John. The painting's changed again. Everything is calm.
I'm surprised at all of you. Those of you who were doing that dreadful thing, and those of you who did nothing to stop it. Get back to your places. If this happens again, we'll have the headmaster in. You're afraid of the headmaster, aren't you?
I wouldn't be.
And you do what he says.
But if you don't, he gives you the cane.
And you respect him.
It's not the headmaster we respect. We respect his cane.
That's right, yeah. Do you think it's right to respect only the people you're afraid of?
No.
Stephen, have you any thoughts on the matter?
Well, I don't think that people who make you afraid of them deserve any respect at all. I mean, respect ought to be mutual.
Good. So we're all agreed. Now let's get down to some work in an atmosphere of mutual respect.
I just don't seem to be able to get through to her.
Well, I don't see why not. You have enough opportunities.
Well, it's just that she's a teacher. Well, only a trainee teacher, but still a teacher. And I'm a pupil. The system makes sure there's a great gulf between us. And any sensible communication, well, is almost impossible.
Well, if I were a teacher, I might be glad of that gulf sometimes, the way kids behave.
John, what she needs, well, is to meet someone like you. Someone she doesn't automatically think as a pupil. You know, as less than half human.
Okay. It's time I met her anyway.
Right, I warned you. We'll start with you, Johnson. Go to the headmaster.
The meaning?
Yes, you, Johnson.
What for?
You know very well what for.
I don't know what for.
Just telling you you're causing a disturbance.
I wasn't the only one. Everyone else was doing
Are
it.
you going, or do I have to fetch the headmaster?
You always pick on me. No one else. It's always me, innit?
Settle down, the rest of you, or you'll all be making the same long walk as Johnson.
Come on, you lot, give her a chance. She's only a student teacher. If she wasn't taking us while old Tripenale is off sick, we'd be doing something worse, like picking paper off the playground.
Thank you, Robert. But I think it might be better if you referred to the regular art master as Mr. Tripnell, at least in my presence.
This your famous picture?
That's it. It started out dark and stormy earlier. We had a rough half hour. But it's been warm and bright ever since. And we have quite a calm afternoon.
Influence as directors, that?
Yes, indeed.
I think we better get it back to the lab and examine it.
Perhaps. But if we don't know what it is, might that not be a bit dangerous?
It could be, who can tell?
Hello. Admiring our gathering storm picture, eh?
Hello. Yes, but it doesn't look very stormy to me.
No, you're right, it doesn't. How strange. Still, you must be the John Stephen's been asking me to meet.
That's right.
I'm Elizabeth Mbondo.
Hello.
So I'm here. What's this all about?
Voices. Stephen's been telling you the truth, you know, about the telepathy and everything.
Thought we were going to have a sensible conversation.
Well, we are, and a calm and rational one, too, I hope.
Look, John, whatever your name is, Stephen does a passably good ventriloquist act. If I was doing the end-of-term show, I'd have him in it. The voice he does for John is a fair imitation of yours.
What an imitation.
I'm pleased to see that you're real flesh and blood and not a total figment of his imagination. But I'm not pleased to see that you're feeding and supporting his crackpot fantasies about having special powers and being one of a new race of super beings. I looked up his record card, and there isn't much sign of his being a super being there, I can tell you. Not to judge by his schoolwork, anyway.
Well, nevertheless, that's what he is. That's what we all are. Stephen doesn't pretend to talk to me, he really does. And I talk to him, too.
He brings you to school in his satchel, I suppose.
We're telepaths. You're one too, miss, or will be when we've helped you.
I don't need help. You do, both of you. And as for you, you're corrupting young Jameson with your silly ideas. I can see that now. I'm going to inform the headmaster.
No, don't do that.
Nothing will stop me, I assure you.
Yeah, I know. Shock of seeing me jaunt must have kicked it off. Still, at least we're here to help her.
Well, it's all right, Elizabeth. You're becoming one of us.
No, I'm not. Let me out of it.
She's gone jaunted.
It's just what we didn't want to happen.
Well, at least she shows she's one of us.
Yeah, perhaps was one of us. She's jaunted indiscriminately and out of control without knowing how she does it or where she's going.
We've got to find her.
And where do we start looking? On Earth? In space? She could be anywhere. We don't even know if she's alive or dead.